Are we on? Okay, we'll go ahead and call the Commissioner's weekly business meeting to order. Is there any commissioner comments? Oh. No comments? Okay, public comments on non-agenda items. One item that I have in front of me here is a memorandum of understanding with the Montana Wool Growers Association Predator Control Fund. This is something they've done every year that I can recall. The request is for Hill County to allocate $91 for the protection of sheep from destructive animals. And this will be billed semi-annually on December 1 and June. So, because it is kind of an ongoing thing, I believe we just sign it. We don't need a motion.
Sure.
Okay, next item on the agenda is public comments on agenda items. Hearing none, employment, none, budgets, none, abatements, none. Resolutions. We have resolution number 24-2786. Resolution by the Board of Hill County Commissioners amending the Hill County budget to provide for the receipt and disbursement of federal funding from the 2024 Homeland Security Operation Stone Gardens Grant Program. Whereas the Hill County Whereas the Hill County Sheriff and Coroner have notified the Hill County Commissioners that they received the grant through U.S. Department of Homeland Security 2024 Operation Stone Garden Grant Program in the amount of up to $156,000. Whereas on December 5, 2024, the Commission accepted the grant award and the county has received notice that the grant funds can now be spent. Whereas the funds will be used for operational overtime and appropriate benefits, mileage, fuel, and motor vehicle expense approved by the Stone Garden Program with emphasis on routes of egress from the international border. And now therefore be it hereby resolved by the Hill County Commission, the Hill County budget is being created to include 2024 Stone Garden Grant funding, and said budget will be created and the funding will be distributed with the following categories. 2927-000-209-420108-HMLND SECSG 2024. The accounts of 110 salary and wages, $55,619.05. 141 unemployment insurance, $179.82. 142 workers' compensation, $1,942.05. FICA, $5,502.49. Sheriff's retirement, $8,684.59. 232 motor vehicle parts and repair, $14,072, and 940 capital outlay, $70,000. Further revenue number is 2927000-000-331124-000 is used to receipt the funds. Further, that a copy of this resolution will be given to the Hill County Clerk and Recorder, the Sheriff's Coroner, and the Hill County Treasurer and the Hill County Auditor. by order of the Board of Hill County Commissioners meeting in regular session this 5th day of December, 2024.
Motion to, go ahead. Motion to approve.
Okay, we have motion and second. Is there further discussion?
Thank you for all you do. Don't chase my uncle away, please.
Okay, hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Motion passed 3-0. Okay, the next item on the agenda is resolution number 24-2787. A resolution by the Board of Hill County Commissioners amending the Hill County budget to provide for the receipt and disbursement of state funding from the Montana State Fund. Whereas the Hill County Human Resource / Hill County Safety Coordinator has notified the Hill County Commissioners that they received a payment from the Montana State Fund for the Hill County Safety Committee in the amount of $51,876.83. Whereas on December 5th, 2024, the commission accepted an award amount and the county has received notice that the funds can now be spent. Whereas the funds will be used for small equipment items and capital outlay approved by the Board of County Commissioners, and now therefore be hereby resolved by the Hill County Commission. The budget is being created to include the Safety Committee budget, and said budget will be created and the fund will be distributed with the following categories: 2386-000-210-420-131 Safety Committee. Under 210 will be small equipment, and under 940 capital outlay. Further revenue number is 2386-000-360000-000 is used to receipt the funds. Further, that a copy of this resolution will be given to the Hill County Clerk and Recorder, Human Resource, and Hill County Safety Coordinator, Hill County Treasurer, and Hill County Auditor. By the order of the Board of Hill County Commissioners meeting in regular session this 5th day of December, 2024 at Havre, Montana.
Motion to approve.
Second.
A motion second, further discussion. Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Motion passed 3-0. Okay, board appointments of two. To Jake Strissel for being appointed to the Unified Refuse Disposal Board. He will be taking my place. The term will expire on his at the end of his term as commissioner this term.
So the reasoning behind that one is, I usually do the negotiations for the road department. But within this last year, my uncle joined the road department. So even though I've spoken to attorneys and, the union rep, and even though it wouldn't be a conflict of interest to keep on doing that negotiation, I just don't even want the look of impropriety. So I am going to give my negotiation for the road department to Mr. Lanier when he comes in, and he'll do those negotiations, and I'll do UDB, just so that there is that separation. So
The next one here is appointment to the airport board for Jacob Strissel. Can you be replacing these?
Isn't that something we decide as a commission going into the new year, who can be on what boards?
We didn't.
This
on the
normally
last time.
doesn't happen.
No,
Because we all sat down together when I came in as commissioner and decided who was gonna be on what board.
we did not. You just took down positions.
We did.
We didn't. So anyhow,
Well, that can be changed.
I'm appointing Jake to the airport board and to the Unified Refuge Disposal Board. And, the other thing is, that's going on is when, and Bill Lanier comes in and takes his commissioner position, then we have two commissioners on the, council on aging, and that is something they don't want.
And that's what we will sit down as a commission and talk about. But to go ahead and appoint you as a commissioner to go ahead and appoint other commissioners to board going into the new year, that's normally not done.
Then we can check with legal.
But
Okay, the next item I have on the agenda is the Montana Community Reinvestment Plan Program decision. So we've had conversations with Neighbor Works, and I can't even remember the title of the billings. But in our discussions, we felt at that point in time that we were pretty much all in agreement that Billings seems to have more of their ducks in that neighborhood.
It's the Taylor
What's your
Luther
pleasure?
Taylor Luther Group.
Pleasure.
We've listened to both entities. We've been mulling this around for quite a while. I'm comfortable moving forward with the Taylor Luther Group. In our conversations with them, they have 20 counties with them signed up as opposed to 7 with NeighborWorks. We Taylor Luther Group has already secured $56+ million for these projects. We're getting around 715,000. No matter who we sign up with, that's going to be our allocation. I just feel more secure with the Taylor Luther Group.
so going forward with this motion, shouldn't have we had a letter and a resolution ready to sign if we're gonna decide to go with one or the other? We have to submit those, and we have to do it before the end of December here.
Correct.
That's why we're trying to make a decision today to drop the resolution.
I will second that. I do feel like they have more of their funding, they have it all secured, they have everything ready to go. Being down in the training at Mako and Helena, talking with other commissioners, a lot of them felt the same. They were going with them also. So there was a little bit of uncertainty with this other group.
Okay, we have motion and a second for the discussion. Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Motion passed 3-0.
We'll get
Tiffany, will
the,
you put together a resolution and then we can sign it the next?
I get his information from you.
for sure.
Okay. We have in front of us, Council on Aging, over the weekend, the last week had some problems with the furnace. Lewis Heating and air conditioning got them up and running with the motor. To do the repairs, they have not charged us yet, but to repair it and use the existing furnace, it's going to be $2,235. We can replace the furnace for $6,600. This furnace is doing the same thing as the last one. And, so it's probably gonna keep doing it if we just keep fixing it.
And it's, I mean, $2,000 to put Band-Aids on it versus 6 to get a new one. It almost makes more sense to get a new one. My only question is, where would that come
In the conversation with Heather, she said that she had funds in the budget for it.
If it's a board decision.
It can be. Heather just presented it to us at her meeting on Monday. So
Follow-up question for Kathy, who owns the building?
Who owns the building?
Yeah, we need,
It's
it's a
our
county
building.
building.
It's a county building, but from what I understand, it really was funded and paid through Council on Aging a million years ago is what has been my understanding. But notoriously, anything that's ever had to be done or taken care of has always come out of Council on Aging budget.
But, just to try and answer who makes this decision. In the past, it was always the commission.
So when we met with Heather on Monday, in years past, it has always gone through the commission on that. And then, my question when I went to the meeting on Tuesday for Council on Aging, my question was, are we an advisory board or are we a governing board? And talking with Susan Bender from the state, she told us that we are a governing board. So, and all this time I thought we were an advisory board. We just make the recommendations and then it goes to the next. But according to Ms. Bender, we are a governing board. Therefore, we can make those decisions. So, and this is, we had to have this in to the newspaper and our agenda and everything by Monday. So by the time I went to that meeting on Tuesday and found out we were a governing board instead of an advisory board, it was already too late to even take this off. So I guess bottom line is that our board, local board question, or do we need to put that on our agenda, or does that need to come from the commission? I'm fine either way.
Next question is, who approves the budget? Is that still the commission approving that budget? Or is it the board approving that budget?
That gets sticky too, because we have a mill that we give as a county, and the other part comes from the state.
No
So,
different than the fair, museum, all those other ones.
so it would be the board does the budget and presents it to the commission.
But we don't always approve them. We didn't do fair. We didn't do museum this year. We were told we didn't have to. But they do receive mills.
Yeah.
So does the cemetery. So does the cemetery, and they do their own. We don't approve their budget either.
So what I'm thinking then, given that, is it would be us as a board to do that budget.
Or
So-
to, at the very least, approve this expense
Okay.
is what I'm thinking. That's what your
So
governing board does.
the next question is there a full governance board?
There is. We have a quorum.
It's a
So,
pleasure.
I don't think we need to vote on this as a commission. I'll take this to the Council on Aging local board. And then we can motion on it at our next meeting.
Yeah, as long as she's paying for it.
Yeah.
I thought maybe she was presenting it to
So-
be able to use funding that. So
Well, if we didn't know, it could use
Yeah.
their ARPA funding.
their ARPA funding.
So the next question I have then is, okay, if we're not going to approve this, when is the next board meeting and can it wait that long?
It'll be Tuesday.
I mean, to me, it's no different than when you guys approve the vehicles and all the repair work through the ARPA funds. You as a governing board decided that, not the commissioners.
Sure.
I don't see how this would be any different.
Well, I'll
Do
take it on
you
board.
think there's enough time?
Yeah,
Right. The next item on the agenda is the notice of public meeting for the Old Post Road residents and Meadowlark Estates residents. Hill County will hold a public meeting on Thursday, December 19, 2024, at 6:30 PM at the 4-H Chuck Wagon Building located at the Great Northern Fairgrounds in Havre, Montana, to discuss with the public a proposed wastewater and water RSID in the area of the Old Post Road to the Meadowlark Estates. For more information, please contact the Hill County Commissioners at 265-5481. This is advertised today in the Havre Weekly Chronicle and on the 12th. And
What time is the meeting again?
pardon,
What time is?
6:30 PM. This is the second notice that I've received from, the clerk and recorder. Says I have not yet received minutes that have been reviewed and approved by the 3 county commissioners since January of 2023. I'm requesting that these get done. I'm also requesting that minutes from the prior year's December 20, all of 2021, and January until March 2022 be fixed with all the significant errors that they have in them. The next item I have, and I guess this will be passed on based off of whatever Susan told Jake. This is my information and the reason for wanting to be on the Hill County Council on Aging Committee. My name is Willie Langford. My address is 325 2nd Avenue North, West, Rudyard, Montana, 59540. My email is overcastwillie@gmail.com. My cell phone number is 406-399-4291 or 406-355-4947. My reason for wanting to be on this committee is because of the seniors in my area of Hill County. They are not being represented, and as I text Heather and Jake, I would gladly serve until you find someone else, at which time I will step down. There has not been regular, reliable service of seniors in our area for over 7 months. This is not acceptable for many of the seniors from Guilford to Inverness. They depend on this service. I would like to see a program that has been in place for years started and reliable again. So I asked Jake to check with Susan to see who makes these appointments. If it's a commission or if it's the council on aging.
send an email, I'm just waiting for a response back.
Okay, is there any public comments on agenda items? Hearing none, public comments on non-agenda items. Hearing none. Meeting is adjourned. 10:25.